Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Thanks for joining us today. And for those of you on YouTube and online with us, we just welcome you and ask, throw us your comments as we go along. We want to spend some time at the end answering those and recognizing all you folks out there supporting Swift or interested in Swift. Today, we're going to be touching on our owner-operator program, and I'm joined today with Ian DeGray, who is our Director of Marketing. And I'm speaking kind of Tennessean today. I said marketing, but anyways, it's good to be here and excited to go over three items with you. So as I mentioned, please keep those comments flowing. The first item we wanted to give an update on is the portal, and so we know this has been long awaited, and we hate to delay any longer, but we also want to launch a product that is near perfect. Now, as you know, with technology, with anything, it's never perfect. There's always going to be adjustments and modifications. We were hoping to launch on this Monday, the 3rd. We hit another glitch, an error that we don't want to launch with that. So we're going to do another week of fixing and getting that out there. So what we wanted to let you know about the portal is you're still going to log in the same exact way. The difference is going to be your password. And when you do log in, when it launches live on the 10th of May, you're going to see a remodeled and refreshed page. You're going to see a settlement that you can view, that as a user, you're going to be able to choose your category preferences. Maybe you don't want to see this number, you just want to see it that way, save it that way. It's also aesthetically a lot better to the eye. You won't have the blurred image in the background, and just really, we've been listening, taking all your feedback on what's going on with that old portal, and making it new for you. So it's good to see you as well. Swift Contractors Corner out there, giving a shout out, Charlie and Jeff. Um, so so Ian, I mean, anything else you'd want to touch on with the portal? What are you excited about?
Um, there's a lot of things there that look different. That's kind of what I think is the best part of it. Is it's being able to navigate the portal better, being able to see your information. We've added a few things to that. Yeah, I really am excited. I think very excited to hear the feedback from the drivers and the owners once they are able to log in and see it. So
Yeah.
we spent a lot of time on it, a lot of work trying to work through the little glitches and bugs, but I think we're very close right now to having a good product for them.
I agree. Yeah, we do have over 20 owners testing it today, giving us feedback and what needs to change. And even when we do launch this, it's not a finished product. This thing will be living and changing as you need it to. And so keep sharing that feedback. So uh, that's it for the
I had
portal.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
well, one comment there, James West, he said, "Hey, I finally figured out the old portal, and now you're going to change it." So, Jeff, I definitely think that you'll appreciate the changes that we've made.
Yeah. Yeah, and to that point, hey, we know change is tough, but what we tried to do is make this seamless. Honestly, you're just going to see a refresh page, better imagery. The layout will be almost the same menu bar in the upper left-hand corner. As you drop down, you're going to see all the user preferences, where you need to go to. And it'll be clear. This is your fuel. This is your settlement. This is your, where you want to go. So what's going on, William Cash? Good to see you. Good to talk with you. All right, let's go to what's next. Let's talk some lease programs. Yeah.
All right.
All right, let's do it. The one that I was most curious about when I started with the team was the MRP program. Could you touch on that with us, Ian?
Yeah, for sure. So we've got kind of three different types of lease programs. One's just our standard lease that we've had for a very long time. A few years back, we started another program called the FX program. That's our fleet exchange. And then of course the third one is the MRP program, which is great for a guy who's really looking to own a truck. It puts them in a position where at the end of the lease, it's a much more reasonable um,
No, I
payoff for the truck at the end, the balloon payment at the end. So the way that works is they're a little bit older trucks, they're a little bit higher mileage, but the MRP stands for maintenance repair program. So what's involved in the lease helps you to maintain that equipment with very little additional cost out of your pocket. So It's kind of a warranty program where it covers like 80% of major repairs, and even down to basically the thing that it's not covered is things like your windshield wipers and your tires. So I mean, it's a really good program for a guy who wants to, in the end, actually purchase that truck and own it outright.
Yeah. No, excited for that. And honestly, there's no better shops than the Swift shops that we have, the vast terminal network we have across the nation, and the amount of time and energy spent to ensuring that these trucks get in the shops at their scheduled time, so that we know we have a product that is getting, leased to own, that is worthy. Where you might just be buying a truck from an outside source, you have no clue how it was treated, how often it was serviced, was it 10,000 miles over the service, but we use our warranties, and we make sure that truck is ready for our new customer. So that would personally be my choice, just because at the end of that, you own it. Now, there's also other programs that might fit what you're looking for. And the other one that Ian touched on was FX. Could you tell us just real quick about that?
Yeah, so the FX program is generally a lot newer piece of equipment, a lot lower mileage. And what that is if a driver is driving as a company driver today and wants to become an owner operator, but wants to keep the truck that he's been driving as a company driver, then we flip that over to the lease side so that they have the ability to then just stay in the truck, lease it themselves, and run through the term of the lease. The cool thing is that at the end of that lease term, they have an option. It has to qualify for the MRP program, but as long as it qualifies for the MRP program, if they then wanted to own the truck outright, they could put it into the MRP program and could eventually own that truck as well. So
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, and if there's something that's you're thinking about, and maybe we haven't discussed it today, give us a call. We're willing to work with you there. And um,
I, I was just going to say real quick, Brett, I know there was an owner, or excuse me, a comment that had mentioned, do we take trucks from the outside? And we absolutely do. In fact, we have a great incentive program right now that we're pushing out there for owners who own a truck themselves or who have it financed outside of Swift, want to lease their truck on with Swift, and that's something that we definitely would like to do more of, honestly.
yeah, so give us a call, and we'll go through that with you. Hopefully we'll stream that information if we haven't already been doing that. So wanted to give it a shout out to TK. I see he's on making some comments. So thanks for being with us. And for the rest of the questions out there, I'm sure we'll get to those here in a minute. But last but not least, I'm sure the most anticipated of all is the update on the load board. So we wanted to get to that and then spend some more time. So this is an update. So we on January 11th, we launched a load board at Swift. And at that point in time, we had a handful of owner operators testing it. Those folks are still with us testing it. And we added an additional 60 owners to the board. So as you know, with any sort of new process and progress, it does take some time to get it right. When we launched in January, we were just looking at a vendor outside that was offering us extra freight through Swift Logistics, and we still need to add more. So we're working with DAT and Internet Truck Stop, and along with our Swift Freight is currently not being displayed. So we will display our Swift Freight. We're going to introduce DAT and Internet Truck Stop. We're looking at automation, where as the owner accepts a load off the load board, they get planned, committed, and if they're available, they'll get dispatched on that load board. So today, and the reason that is taking us a little bit longer is, in today's state, if an owner accepts a load, it's not automated, and it requires people looking at it every day in order for us to ensure that you get the load, we dispatch you on the load. If we don't automate and we allow 1,000 owners plus on the board, it's going to fail. So the next step, which we meet on next week, and we're going to spend 1 month developing, is the automation, introducing the other vendors. We are also going to be looking at percent of compensation. And so these things just take time. As you can imagine, these are huge hills to climb, but we've heard from you and we want them to happen, and they will. So that's really the update we had for the load board today. For the testers that are out there, I'm sure if you're on Facebook, they can give you more of their experience. But just please know that it's not perfect, and we want it to get there. So
Yeah, it's exciting. All the things that kind of we've been working on over the last little while are just starting to come about and getting so close to us being able to put this out and introduce it to all of our owners. It's fun. It's exciting to see it all happening.
Yeah, no, we love it. So let's open it up some questions. Let's see. Ian, you want to pick one out there?
Let's see. So, any chance to lease a Volvo in the future? There's certainly potential for that. Me and Brett and the team have talked a little bit about different types of equipment that we offer. Currently, we're offering the Freightliner and the Kenworth, but we're looking into some other options that we may be able to offer out there as well. So currently, it's just those two, but certainly we may have some others in the future.
Yeah, maybe Rella Wright could be the first. Let's grab a Volvo. We'll work with you. Yeah, I don't really see a ton of different questions out there. I can't agree more. There's just a lot of positive vibes and feedback, and we appreciate that. We love that you were with us today. The load board available to all owners. That's a good one, Jeremy. Yeah, all of our owners that run our over the road contract will be available to run that. Now, there's some things that we haven't finalized yet. Obviously, if we had an owner that is working, maybe their service level isn't quite where it needs to be, the load board might not be a product for them. And I think everybody can understand that. So that's basically it. We're just generally looking for the owners that are running over the road to help us with the load board, and but we'll have more as the months progress here. I have a 2019 T680. Let's see if Gregory Burgess. That's a good question. Ian, you want to take that one?
Yeah, so there is a good chance that you could do that. It's something where they base that MRP program on the service of the truck. So as long as you've kept very good service records, or if you've done all of your services through the Swift network, then we'll have all of that information. And so it's a review process. They'll take a look at the truck, they'll take a look at the history and maintenance and so on, and then qualify that truck for the MRP. So just get in touch with us, and we can get you in touch with the people at IEL who can answer those questions for you.
Yeah. Yeah, and it looks like Kenneth had a question about the tablets with the load board system, and the answer is yes. So the load board currently works off of a URL that you could type in and pull up through your tablet. Another thing we want to add is an app that you would be able to access. But yes, we'll make sure that that's available for you using the tablet as well. So great questions. No, just wanted to say thanks again for being with us today. We want to do a lot more of these. We need your feedback and questions and ideas in order for us to progress and to grow. We are a small team, but when we combine all of our resources, we're unstoppable, and that includes you all. So hopefully we have answered most of your questions, and please continue to give that feedback. I'll post on here my email address and number. You see streaming at the bottom the number to call one of our owner operator business advisors if you're interested in leasing or becoming an owner with Swift. And hope you all have a blessed day and a safe weekend, and we'll talk to you soon.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Ian, for being with us.